We just moved to China.
And we're actually discouraged from even visiting China, let alone moving here.
So we were surprised when we came a few months ago and it was nothing like we were told. In the West, we're sold a very different idea of China.
So in this video, we're going to tell you some of the reasons why we chose to move to China, and more specifically Shanghai, now that we're away in China.
I'm Emma, this is Dominic, and we are a couple from the UK that have been travelling the world together for the last 12 years. We're going to be showing you what life in China is really like. Everything is still very new to us, so we'll be discovering this incredible country together with you. So don't forget to hit subscribe if you're interested in following along.
So one reason we actually moved to China was the use of technology here. Now, if you don't have a phone in China, literally you are going to be lost because everything revolves around your phone. More so WeChat. That's one of the main apps used in China, not only for communication, but to literally do anything, to pay for anything in a shop, to order things online, anything and everything is through WeChat. So we're just going to go and grab a coffee at Manor Coffee, which is one of the chains here in China. And here we're going to order through WeChat and we'll show you how that works.
It's really common in any restaurants or cafes to order via a QR code. So you'll go in, find a QR code on your table, scan it on either WeChat or Alipay, and the menu will pop up. And luckily on Manor Coffee they have their own interface within the WeChat system, so it translates all of the coffee names, even though the translation is always kind of strange and you still have to try and work out what it actually means. And while they have lots of interesting coffees, we just opted for standard normal coffees.
So Dom got a hot flat white and I got an iced latte. There are a lot of weird coffees on the menu in China. They combine orange juice with coffee in a lot of the coffee shops if you're into that. But we're sitting here overlooking the incredible Pudong skyline with the Oriental Pearl. So this is probably the most futuristic looking building in the world, and until 2007 it was the tallest building in the whole of China. But now, towering behind it, although here, from this angle, it still looks like the tallest, but this one here is the second tallest building in the world, and it actually has the tallest viewing platform, so it's the highest point you can get to in a building as a human. So we're gonna have to go up there at some point, but it costs about £20, so we'll save that for a really clear, good day. People say that China is living in the future, and it definitely is. So I know we've shown ordering a coffee on the phone, which it's like not that exciting. But there is a lot of just little things like that in your everyday life in China that make life so easy. It's also made life just a lot safer. So an example of this would be electric cars. A lot of people have electric cars here because if you get a non-electric car, you have to pay £10,000 for the number plate. But if you get an electric car, you don't have to pay that. So it's a lot cheaper, which is a really good incentive for people switching to electric cars. But it also means that air is a lot cleaner. It's a lot more quiet in the city. It's very quiet. You don't hear loads of traffic. And also it's safe because it has automatic braking, less accidents. A lot of people cycle here, so you have less chance of being hit by a car because it will automatically brake. But then also adding on to that, CCTV here is probably quite a polarizing topic because a lot of people wouldn't like cameras. But here it's made it really safe because they have cameras that have facial recognition, and so it's very easy for them to find people that have done bad things and prosecute them. But because of that, it means it's very safe here, and I'm kind of okay with having lots of cameras if it means safety. I don't worry about walking around at night or on my own. You don't have to worry about getting robbed on the street like you would in London. Phone theft is a huge thing in London, but it's not something that would cross my mind here in China. I feel very, very safe. So with that is the second point of what is so great and like why we wanted to move here. It's safe. It's so, so safe. So we're actually leaving the Bund now, and this brings us on to point 3 of convenience. So we're going to get a taxi. We've just ordered a taxi. They're very cheap, they're very quick, and we're going to show you sort of the experience of getting in a Didi, which is sort of like China's Uber. We're just walking down towards the road where we can pick up the taxi.
So there's flexibility based on what you want. So if you, for example, we went for the really economy version, so we're going to wait a little bit longer, but it makes the taxi more affordable. So We've actually spent $1.50.
While we're waiting for the taxi, it's probably worth mentioning it is extremely clean here. That's probably another reason why China is so great. It is incredibly clean. And the taxi's already here. So we only waited for our taxi for about 2 minutes. It's very quick and just very convenient. Everything is convenient here. Whether you're ordering a coffee on your phone, getting deliveries to your house, getting a taxi, everything's very convenient and easy, even as a foreigner, even if you can't speak Chinese, because we can't speak Chinese. Also, a lot of them have like little iPad TVs in them. I don't know if you can choose what to watch. I don't know. So we got in the taxi on probably one of the most futuristic skylines on the planet, and just a short taxi ride away, we're in a 500-year-old garden. Which brings me on to the next point of culture. There's a lot of culture here in China, and a lot of history to explore.
So here we've got the second tallest building in the world, Shanghai Tower, which was actually completed in 2015. But here it's overlooking this wonderful 500-year-old garden.
If you do enjoy history, China has a lot to offer on that front. We're coming towards the end of the Mid-Autumn Festival here in China, and there's lots of different festivals and holidays.
Another great thing about China, and Shanghai, but China as a whole, is the transport link. So from Shanghai we can get across Southeast Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines really easily. But also travel across China is really good in terms of public transport. So the trains are really clean, they're really affordable. The average journey is around 40 cents per journey. And in general, the whole of China, trains have really good links across the country and are really cost effective for people to travel around, especially like now during Golden Week in a public holiday. Trains are a really good option, but you do have to make sure you book in advance because they get booked up, because everyone knows how easy it is to travel via train in China. Every time you travel through, you have to have your bag screened. So normally it's pretty quick, but because it's a holiday, it's pretty busy today.
As you can see, the stations are so clean, ridiculously clean, and they're actually really easy to navigate, surprisingly. The first time we got the train, using the ticket machine was probably the hardest thing, but then we realised that we can pay with Apple Pay and we can just tap our cards like we would have at home, and it's super easy. So if you come to China, just literally tap like you would at home and you can access the train. The next point actually surprised me. It turns out that you can get your home comforts from the West very easily, especially here in Shanghai. So currently we're in a bar, which is a Guinness bar that sells all the English food we could want. It's got English breakfast, roast dinner, scones, fish and chips. It's got all the things you might want, so you don't have to go without. And China does have those home comforts. And what's funny as well is the supermarket we shop in at home, Aldi, they have that here. We'd shop at Aldi in China, and even on Taobao we found baked beans, so we really don't have to go without.
They actually sell Yorkshire tea bags in here if you want to buy some. but you can buy all that kind of stuff online on Taobao. So we're in here having our British themed sports bar, drinking a Japanese beer in the French Quarter. Cheers.
Also, we're on the roof. Like, this is really cool. This is really weird. It's like people's houses. We're on the roof of the sports bar. We've never been on the roof before, but we have had a roast dinner here before, and it's not like a bad roast dinner. It's a good roast dinner. They've good gravy, good potatoes, good Yorkshire pudding.
Good sausage.
It's not bad. There's no compromise.
This is actually known as the Soho of Shanghai. There's over 200 independent businesses in this location. It's a really nice place to come and visit. Very popular, very touristy, but there's such a wide array of shops, restaurants, cafes, bars.
Yeah, this area of Tianjifang is just a really cool maze. We come here quite often, especially for a roast dinner. But we really like coming to this area. It's buzzing, it's full of tourists, to be honest, but it's cool. I really like coming here. And yeah, you can see behind me there's all Guinness branding. If Guinness is your cup of tea, you can get that here too. You have to really heavily rely on your phone here. You've got WeChat, Alipay, we use all the time for everything. So what they have done everywhere, you have these chargers, and they even have it on the roof of this bar. So you can literally get these out. These are all portable chargers, and you can take them with you. There's all of these stations everywhere.
You have to pay like 50p, which is about 50 cents a month, and it means you scan the QR. As you can see, it's all in Chinese, so I don't speak Chinese, unfortunately, but you can sort of work out by pressing the yellow buttons.
Oh, and it's just popped out.
And it just pops out. And there are so many of these about, and you can see on the app all the different locations. And yeah, you can just charge your phone. So you've got Thunderbolt, USB-C. You can charge your phone up to an hour for free if you have the membership.
Because that's always a problem when you're in the UK and your phone dies. It's a bit of a faff trying to find somewhere to charge your phone. But here, these things are literally everywhere. They're literally everywhere. There's literally one just down there as well, this yellow box, so they're literally everywhere. It's got dark, got hungry, and we have succumbed to the fish and chips. Well, Dom got dangers and mash, but I got fish and chips. It's huge.
And
it's massive.
And they've got the traditional Chinese restaurant back in the UK curry sauce. Oh, it tastes so good. I'm actually envious now. And you've got tartar sauce, little salad, peas.
Proper chips. Let's try this curry sauce. It smells exactly the same as back home. Wow.
It's like teleportation back.
That's so
Chinese
good.
Restaurant. It's really good.
That's actually the next point I wanted to make, is food. Although we're eating fish and chips, China has got so much good food. China's huge, so there's all different cuisines from all kinds of different places. The other day we tried Yunnan food for the first time and loved that. In Shanghai you've got crab roe noodles, which is what we have for lunch. But yeah, the food in China is amazing. And in the UK we eat a lot of Chinese food, but it's not quite the same as Chinese food in China. I was a bit nervous about the food in China because you think Chinese food, you think chicken feet. While you can get chicken feet and bugs, there's also a lot of just really, really tasty food. The next point that we're going to make in this video is one of the key ones, to be honest, and it's that China is really, really affordable. And we're going to take you somewhere that we would literally go back home to get groceries. We've come specifically to find an Aldi. There are a lot of Aldis around Shanghai. Dom just found this one on A-Maps. This looks quite fancy wherever we are. Back at home we shop in Aldi because it's the cheapest supermarket. Aldi and Lidl together are the cheapest supermarkets. They're a German brand. And we were shocked when we came to Shanghai and they had Aldi. It just seems like such a weird thing to have in Shanghai. We're just trying to find it. It's in this like
Should we go to
tower.
The elevator and one down?
Yeah. But we're gonna go and show you what the prices are like and how much cheaper it is in comparison to the UK. And we found it. It's just down this escalator. Aldi. It's very busy. Oh my goodness. The most shocking thing is the chicken breast. 3 chicken breasts, 400 grams. To find out the difference in price, just divide it by 10. So this is basically 50p.
57.
57p. Can get chicken feet for £1.80.
But what's funny is the chicken feet cost more. So that's £1.80, whereas because they see the breast is actually the cheaper part of the chicken. So that's 89 pence for pork mincemeat. These are 500 grams of vine tomatoes and they're 79p. That's going straight in my basket. Usually back home we opt for like olive oil. That is £6.90 from Spain. I would say that's kind of on par with the UK.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment, but remember they're importing this from Spain, so this has been sent from Spain, and it's still the same price as it would be in England. This is fragrant rice, £1.20, 5 kilo. Got some egg noodles here, which are really cheap, about 40p. Also got spaghetti, Italian spaghetti at 89p. About 30 eggs, that's £1.80. 30 eggs. So plenty of omelettes out of that. Yeah, so this is like the equivalent of 2 pints of fresh milk in Aldi. This is about 75p, so it's about half price compared to England. And this is 95 pence for 100% freshly squeezed orange juice. That's really cheap. You're paying £3-4 back in England for that. This is actually the washing liquid that we use. Now, 5 kilos, that would be something crazy like £15 upwards for like a basic one. This one, £2.90. So that saves quite a lot on your washing. So you've got the bakery, so you can get all your bread here, and I think for quite a reasonable price. These croissants are 80p, all baked in-house.
So hopefully that gave you an idea of just how affordable China is in comparison to the UK. The price of chicken breast blows my mind, but right now we're going to jump in a Didi and head back to the Bund because we've never seen it at night. We don't live in the centre, we live sort of out in the suburbs in Pudong. So we're going to go and have a look at how magical it is when it's all lit up at night. So this is our first time ever seeing the Bund at night, and they've got a show on right now. A light show. I don't know how you can make this skyline any more impressive. And what's so amazing about the Bund is the other side of the river, you've got Pudong, you've got incredibly modern buildings. It's just amazing. And then on the other side, on the side we're on, where the Bund is, you've got all these colonial buildings, and it's such a contrast of old and new. It's just the most incredible place, and it's super busy right now. Super busy.
Last day of the holidays, so people are coming out in full swing to appreciate the light show. This is the exact spot I remember walking up these stairs for the first time we ever been to China, and we walked up here and we saw this view, and yeah, we were really badly jet lagged. It was like a 12-hour layover and we spent the whole time awake, we didn't sleep, and this is where we fell in love with China, this view, and that I think is what triggered us to move here.
Yeah, Dom's definitely right. This is what triggered us to be so shocked about China. I've seen pictures of this skyline online, obviously, but it's nothing compared to when you see it in real life. It's honestly the most amazing thing. It's extremely loud and busy, but we're going to sit down and tell you the last few. We've got about 3 more points we wanted to make about why we moved to China and why we really like it here. It's extremely busy right now. The cleanliness, it is really, really clean on the streets. The streets are very, very nice, yeah, clean. I guess it's quite a basic sort of thing, but it is extremely clean.
For the sheer amount of people, there isn't hardly any rubbish on the floor at all.
No. They have a lot of people working to continually clean it, so if people do litter, it gets cleaned up very, very quickly, and it's always super clean. Hello. Ni hao.
And people are really friendly. So
yeah, that was the next point I was going to make, that people are really, really friendly here. They're friendly and curious.
Intrigued why we're holding some huge camera in the middle of the Bund, and he just gave it a wave.
Yeah.
So yeah, people are really friendly.
I missed filming him.
He can't speak a word of English, we can't speak a word of Chinese, but somehow we've communicated with a smile.
Yeah, the Chinese people are very friendly. They're very helpful if you ever look lost. They're super, super helpful. Yeah, and friendly and curious. A lot of times you will get people staring at you, and it's not out of, like, it's not nasty. It's just out of curiosity.
It's like, oh, I wonder what they're doing here.
Yeah, and I think people appreciate it when you're filming and like showing China, because people are very proud of the country, and as they should be, because it is a great country. And the last point I wanted to make, China is so big, so there's so many different places we can explore. You've got the Gobi Desert on one side, you've got the beaches at the bottom, mountains.
So there's so many places to go, but the infrastructure's there, so it's easy for you to go and see these places.
And we're going to be visiting as much of China as we possibly can. We wanted to sort of narrow the bridge between the people of the West and China and show you what it's actually like here.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye!